Best smartphones under 10 phones under 10K rupees 2021. The Moto G8 Power Lite is quite chunky, with a thickness of 9.2 mm, and also a bit heavy at nearly 200 grams. The entire body is built from plastic, but thanks to the matte finish, it looks good and doesn't attract fingerprints too easily. In a world of disappearing headphone jacks, it's nice to see that the Moto G8 Power Lite still has one. The display is a big 6.5-inch IPS TFT LCD panel with an HE+ resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels. This low resolution is not ideal for such a large panel, due to which text and icons don't look very sharp. The fingerprint sensor works well and is quick to unlock the phone when needed. The clean layout of the stock Android 9 Pie is always refreshing to use, but it can feel a little too barebones at times. The Moto G8 Power Lite uses the MediaTek Helio P35 SoC and is available in only one configuration, which has 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. Motorola has ensured good battery life by fitting the Moto G8 Power Lite with a 5,000 mAh battery. Like most recent phones in the sub-Rs 10,000 segment, the Moto G8 Power Lite features 3 rear cameras. These include a primary 16-megapixel sensor with TAF, a 2-megapixel depth camera, and a 2-megapixel macro camera. The main camera is good in daylight but produces poor quality photos in low light. Priced at 8,999 rupees, the Moto G8 Power Lite offers good amounts of RAM and storage, which not many others do. The Realme C15 weighs around 209 grams and is quite a chunky phone. There's a trapezium gradient design on the back which looks nice and doesn't attract a lot of fingerprints. The Realme C15 is said to have a fire-resistant back cover and is also splash-resistant. The Realme C15 has a 6.5-inch HD+ LCD screen, with a resolution of 1600 by 720 pixels and an unspecified version of Corning's Gorilla Glass. Colors look decent to me, but the quality of the panel is pretty average. Realme has used the MediaTek Helio G35 SoC in the C15, which is not the most powerful processor in this price segment. The Realme C15 is available in 2 configurations, with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, or 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. Games ran decently, as long as I stuck to simple titles or lowered the graphics quality. The main selling point here is the large 6,000 mAh battery. Battery life is excellent, and the C15 supports 18 watts fast charging. The C15 has a 2-megapixel monochrome camera and a 2-megapixel retro camera, in addition to the main 13-megapixel and 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle cameras. There's an 8-megapixel selfie camera. Image quality was strictly average when shooting during the day and quite poor in low light. Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime smartphone was launched on 4th of August 2020. The phone comes with a 6.53-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 1080 by 2340 pixels at a pixel density of 394 pixels per inch, ppi, and an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime is powered by a 2 GHz octa-core MediaTek Helio G80 processor. It comes with 4 GB of RAM. The Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime runs Android 10 and is powered by a 5020 mAh non-removable battery. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime on the rear packs a 13-megapixel primary camera with an f/2.2 aperture, an 8-megapixel camera with an f/2.2 aperture, a 5-megapixel camera with an f/2.4 aperture, and a 2-megapixel camera. It sports an 8-megapixel camera on the front for selfies with an f/2.0 aperture. The Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime runs MIUI 11, is based on Android 10 and packs 64 GB of inbuilt storage that can be expanded via microSD card, up to 512 GB, with a dedicated slot. The Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime is a dual SIM, GSM and GSM, smartphone that accepts nano SIM and nano SIM cards. The Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime measures 163.32 by 77.01 by 9.10 mm, height x width x thickness, and weighs 198.00 grams. It was launched in space blue, mint green, matte black, and sunrise flare colors. Connectivity options on the Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime include Wi-Fi 802.11a/b/g/n/AC, GPS, Bluetooth v5.00, NFC, infrared, USB Type-C, FM radio Fi Direct, 3G, and 4G, with support for Band 40 used by some LTE networks in India, with active 4G on both SIM cards. Sensors on the phone include an accelerometer, ambient light sensor, compass/magnetometer, proximity sensor, and fingerprint sensor. The Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime supports Face Unlock. As of 2nd of July 2021, Xiaomi Redmi 9 Prime Redmi 9 smartphone was launched on 27th of August 2020. The phone comes with a 6.53-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels and an aspect ratio of 20:9. Redmi 9 is powered by an octa-core MediaTek Helio G35 processor. It comes with 4 GB of RAM. The Redmi 9 runs Android 10 and is powered by a 5000 mAh battery. The Redmi 9 supports proprietary fast charging. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Redmi 9 on the rear packs a 13-megapixel primary camera with an f/2.2 aperture and a 2-megapixel camera with an f/2.4 aperture. The rear camera setup has autofocus. It sports a 5-megapixel camera on the front for selfies with an f/2.2 aperture and a pixel size of 1.12 micron. The Redmi 9 runs MIUI 12, is based on Android 10 and packs 64 GB of inbuilt storage that can be expanded via a microSD card, up to 512 GB, with a dedicated slot. The Redmi 9 is a dual SIM, GSM and GSM, smartphone that accepts nano SIM and nano SIM cards. The Redmi 9 measures 164.90 by 77.07 by 9.00 mm, height x width x thickness, and weighs 196.00 grams. It was launched in carbon black, sporty orange, and sky blue colors. Connectivity options on the Redmi 9 include Wi-Fi 802.11b/g/n, GPS, Bluetooth v5.00, micro USB, FM radio, 3G, and 4G, with support for Band 40 used by some LTE networks in India. Sensors on the phone include an accelerometer, ambient light sensor, proximity sensor, and fingerprint sensor. The Redmi 9 supports Face Unlock. As of 2nd of July 2021, Redmi 9 price in India starts at 8,999 rupees. Poco C3 smartphone was launched on 6th of October 2020. The phone comes with a 6.53-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels and an aspect ratio of 20:9. Poco C3 is powered by an octa-core MediaTek Helio G35 processor. It comes with 3 GB of RAM. The Poco C3 runs Android and is powered by a 5000 mAh battery. The Poco C3 supports proprietary fast charging. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Poco C3 on the rear packs a 13-megapixel camera. The rear camera setup has autofocus. It sports a camera on the front for selfies. The Poco C3 runs MIUI for Poco, is based on Android and packs 32 GB of inbuilt storage that can be expanded via a microSD card, up to 512 GB, with a dedicated slot. The Poco C3 is a dual SIM, GSM and GSM, smartphone that accepts nano SIM and nano SIM cards. It was launched in Arctic blue, lime green, and matte black colors. Connectivity options on the Poco C3 include Wi-Fi, GPS, 3G, and 4G with active 4G on both SIM cards. As of 2nd of July 2021, Poco C3 price in India starts at 7,499 rupees. The Moto G10 Power is a new big battery smartphone from Motorola, priced just on the cusp of 10,000 rupees. It certainly looks much better than the Moto E7 Plus thanks to the diagonal 3D texture on the back. On the other hand, the HG Plus display looks unmistakably low budget, with jagged edges visible on icons and slight color banding in some gradients in photos. The Moto G10 Power uses Qualcomm's Snapdragon 460 SoC, which is modestly powerful but certainly not the best in this segment. Motorola has offered a clean Android experience for ages now, and this continues. You need to be a little patient when opening system menus or switching between apps due to the underpowered SoC. The 6000 mAh battery easily lasts 2 full days on one charge, and this is with rigorous use too. The primary 48-megapixel camera is the one you will want to be using most often as the others aren't quite as good. Daylight shots were decent with good HDR, details, and colors. In low light, the main camera captures much softer details. Night mode helps fix the exposure but doesn't do much to improve detail. Compared to the Moto E7 Plus, the Moto G10 Power offers better battery life and quicker charging. However, if you're looking for better gaming or system performance at this price level, then the Narzo 30A could be a good alternative, or for a bit more, you can get the Moto G30. There's usually nothing iconic or path-breaking about budget smartphones, and the Realme C25 makes no attempt to break that mold. It offers a sturdy plastic unibody that's chubby, yet easy to grip. As with every budget smartphone, there is a bit of giving and take. What the Realme C25 gains in terms of processing power with the MediaTek Helio G70 processor, it also loses by not having an ultra-wide-angle camera like its predecessor, the Realme C15. Battery life is stellar, but that's also something that most smartphones in this segment already offer. Camera performance is passable and seems good enough for a phone that is meant to cater to those who simply want to run apps and get their day-to-day work done. All in all, the Realme C25 will appeal to those who are on a tight budget and who want battery performance over everything else. Realme C3 is a budget smartphone from Realme and it sports a sunrise design. The company offers the phone in two colors, frozen blue and blazing red. It has a big display that measures 6.5 inches and has a 20:9 aspect ratio. The Realme C3 sports a 5000 mAh battery, which is a highlight for this smartphone. This is also the reason why it is a tad heavy at 195 grams. The Realme C3 is powered by a MediaTek Helio G70 SoC and comes in two variants. The base variant has 3GB RAM and 32GB of storage, while the other variant has 4GB RAM and 64GB of storage. It is a dual SIM device with support for 4G as well as VO LTE on both SIM slots. It runs Realm UI 1.0 on top of Android 10. It sports a dual camera setup at the back with a 12-megapixel primary camera and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. It clicks decent photos, but low light could do with some improvements. An affordable smartphone from the Motorola E-series, the Moto E7 Plus offers some good hardware while delivering clean software. The Moto E7 Plus sports a 6.5-inch display with a dewdrop notch that houses the selfie camera. It has a tall display with the new 20:9 aspect ratio. The Motorola Moto E7 Plus is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 460 SoC. It is an octa-core processor that is paired with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. The Moto E7 Plus has a dual camera setup with a 48-megapixel primary camera and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. It delivers good camera performance in daylight, but the performance is average in low light. The dedicated light mode does a much better job in low light. The Moto E7 Plus packs in a 5000 mAh battery and has a micro USB port. It does not have support for fast charging and gets a 10-watt charger in the box, which is slow to charge the phone completely. Motorola ships the phone with Android 10 with its custom MyUX UI on top. The UI is very minimalistic and has only useful features loaded on top. There are no preloaded apps, which makes the user experience better. The Realme Narzo 30A has a dual pattern of sorts, with the bottom 2/3 having diagonal lines, while the upper section is plain. You also get a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner that is well positioned and easy to reach. The side-mounted power and volume buttons are conveniently placed too. The Realme Narzo 30A gets a decently big 6.5-inch display with a tall 20:9 aspect ratio. It has the SIM tray on the left side of the frame and has 2 nano SIM slots and a dedicated slot for storage expansion. The Narzo 30A tips the scales at 207 grams and is noticeably heavy since packs in a big 6000 mAh battery. You get an 18 watts charger, which is a neat addition. The Realme Narzo 30A is available in 2 color options, laser black and laser blue. You get a more powerful MediaTek Helio G85 SoC that's paired with either 3GB or 4GB of LPDDR4X RAM, depending on which variant you choose. These variants are paired with 32GB and 64GB of storage respectively. Storage is expandable further up to 256GB using a microSD card. If this is what your typical usage pattern looks like, then the Narzo 30A should not disappoint. The rear-mounted fingerprint scanner was quick at authentication, and face recognition too did not need more than a single attempt to unlock the smartphone. The Realme Narzo 30A sports a 13-megapixel primary camera and a monochrome portrait camera with an unspecified resolution. At the front, it has an 8-megapixel camera for selfies. The rear camera performance was average in most shooting conditions, but the phone did deliver good selfies.